I mean, we have had this dude on so much. That is DCRC and MC, as we are
Let's
joined now
go.
by Iron Mike, Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler, what's up, my friend?
I like the sound of that, man. DCRCMC. Man, I'm doing good. Living
That's
the
dope.
dream. Excited to keep on living the dream and get after it here in 2022.
I mean, we might as well be run DMC. You know what I'm saying? Because you
Yeah,
saw
there you
that.
go.
No, no, Mike, you have come into the UFC and you have had massive fights, and now we
Yeah.
have just learned that the next one is going to be another big one because I'm hearing you're fighting Tony Ferguson next.
Hey, man, I said it from the very beginning. I wasn't going to be here for a long time. I was going to be here for a good time. I didn't come in to tiptoe around to the top 10, top 20. I wanted to come in right away and prove that either I am who I say I am or I'm not. It still remains to be seen whether or not people think I am who I say I am. I know who I am. I'm having a blast. I love being signed with the UFC. It is just now been a year and 7 days after my UFC debut. It seems like it's been much longer, but what a great year we had. Couple year end awards. So having a blast, man. I think this year is going to be a big one as well.
You know, Mike, you speak about time and time spent inside the UFC. After the fight in November, you said you're going to take some time away. Is this in line with what you thought, or are you coming back a little sooner because this is the fight that was presented to you?
Yeah, it still remains to be seen. Not exactly sure. Nothing is signed yet. Obviously, Tony Ferguson is an exciting opponent. He's got a huge following. I have quickly become one of the guys that people love to see fighting inside of the UFC octagon. It's a fight that excites me. It's a fight that's scary. It's a fight that's going to be a great fight for the fans once again, and that's what I want to do. I did want to probably come back in, mid to late summer just to give myself a little bit more time off. But hey, man, when opportunity comes your way, you say yes, and that's what I've done since day one coming into the UFC. I've said yes to every single opportunity, and it's boded well and worked out very well thus far. So we're going to keep the train rolling.
Mike, so you come to the UFC, bro, and you're a Bellator champion. You fight Dan Hooker. It's explosive. You knock him out in the first round. Then you get Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje, both extremely exciting fights, but you lost both of those fights. And fighting a guy like Tony Ferguson, what do you think you have to prove in the sense of being able to win some of these exciting fights against the top-level elite athletes in the UFC?
It's a great question, and obviously that's where any criticism has come. You come to the UFC. I am 1-2 in the UFC, albeit they were great fights, fan friendly fights. I was a gnat's eyelash away from becoming the UFC champion, almost knocking out Charles Oliveira, then getting clipped. Being in a fight of the year, back and forth battle with Justin Gaethje, probably the scariest guy in the division. For me, I just need to keep being myself, do exactly what I have done since day one when I stepped inside of mixed martial arts competition. Use my skill set, continue to hone it in. I got a great stable of training partners and teammates and coaches down at Sanford MMA down in Florida. Excited. I'm chomping at the bit to get back down with those guys and be around them and feel the atmosphere there and continue to hone my skills and get better. But yeah, I need to win. That's what the sport is all about. If I say I want to come in and become champion, I got to win fights. So although I have been dubbed as one of the most exciting guys in the sport as of right now, I need to go out there and get a W, get my hand raised. And I think Tony Ferguson's the perfect opponent to add a little bit of entertainment as well as go out there and get a W.
You beat Tony Ferguson, a former interim champion. You put yourself right back into the title picture. Maybe not as a number one contender, but you're in the picture. A picture that is now becoming more clear because now we have Justin Gaethje and Charles Oliveira scheduled.
Yeah.
A guy that's fought both of them. How do you see that fight going? And who would you favor as this matchup comes to fruition?
It's crazy. I think a lot of people would agree with me when I say that I would not have given Charles Oliveira a chance to beat Justin Gaethje up until about the last 12 months. Charles Oliveira has come back essentially from the dead, resurrected his career from the dead. He was spotty, up and down, could never be relied upon when it come to performances. And then just the way that he is turned into a deadly striker, as well as one of the greatest submission artists that the sport has ever seen, as well as going out there and finishing myself, going out there and finishing Dustin Poirier. That kind of stuff comes with a little bit of added extra confidence with each time he steps inside of the octagon. I think he's going to be the most confident Charles Oliveira that we have ever seen, after the year of 2021 that we just saw, and him gaining that title and then defending that title when he steps inside the octagon against Justin Gaethje. But Justin Gaethje, as we all know, he is a killer. I think it's going to be an extremely exciting fight. I think I give the edge to Charles Oliveira, to be honest with you. He just has too many tools, and we all know how Justin Gaethje can win. And we've also proved, and Charles Oliveira has also proven a lot of us and a lot of the doubters wrong, that he can't be in there in those wars. He's a lot tougher and a lot more resilient than we thought he was. So it remains to be seen. May 7th, I believe it is, for them. So I'm excited, and maybe I'll be on the card with them. We'll see.
Mike, you look at what you've been able to do, and talking about Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje, to the two guys that you fought in your latest two fights. If you win this fight with Tony Ferguson and you fight at the elite level that you can, where do you feel you place in the lightweight division?
It's always tough. I mean, regardless of organization, us fighters are never really in control of our destiny. We have promoters that we work for, and especially when you get to the level of the UFC, these guys are geniuses. They know how to put together fights, and they want to put together fights that make the most sense. Now, with that being said, do I think I automatically make myself the number one contender by beating Tony Ferguson or winning my next fight? I don't think so under normal circumstances, but these are not normal circumstances. I think everybody wants to see a rematch of myself and Charles Oliveira. They definitely want to see a rematch. Chapter 2 of the fight of the year against myself and Justin Gaethje. So I've kind of put myself in a unique position where I could be one win away, and I get the nod to go out there and win the title by the end of 2022. If I got to fight two more fights, 3 more fights to get back to the title, that's what I'm going to do. Either way, everybody's on notice now. When I step inside the UFC octagon and I strap on those gloves and I bite down that mouthpiece, you're going to be on the edge of your seat. You're going to buy the pay-per-view, and we're going to have a blast.
Chandler, very rarely does a guy come to the UFC and he is as distinguished as you were in Bellator, champion and everything else. But it's almost like that was a lifetime ago because you have made such an impact so early. So when you look back on the first 12 months of your career, is it everything you expected and more, or has it just been exactly what you thought it would be?
No, you're right, and it's true. In the what have you done for me lately business, you're only as hyped and important as your last fight was. But it does seem like a lifetime ago, and I think even for the fans who have now followed this journey over the last 16 months that I've been signed with the organization, it does seem like so long ago that I came into the UFC. We're just a little over a year past my UFC debut. So it's just a testament to not just mixed martial arts, not just athletics, but any time in life, any season in life, we underestimate how much ground can be gained, how big of a platform you can build, and the impact you can make in such a short amount of time, given the right set of circumstances, continuing to work hard and do the right things. And that's what I've tried to do since day one. And just 3 fights in, I feel like I'm still scratching at the doors of that UFC title. And man, it's been a blast. It's definitely exceeded my expectations. I never would have thought in a million years the platform would be this big, the support would be this much, and I would be literally living the dream. I felt like I've been living the dream since 2009 when I got into the sport. I love being a professional athlete, but now coming over to the UFC, being on the world's biggest stage of mixed martial arts, it's everything I could have ever dreamed of, and even more. So I'm excited that this is going to be a big, big year, and the train ain't slowing down anytime soon. I got a lot of tread left on the tires, and I got UFC gold in my future.
Michael Chandler, you are the absolute man, my friend. Ryan, you know we always talk about how perfect Chandler is. He's got the perfect family. You should see this dude's living room. Hey, you should see this dude's living room, Ryan. This dude's living room. Perfect.
DC, my dream is this summer to go work out with Michael Chandler and film it. So I'll let you know. Maybe he'll let me close to the living room.
See, you need to do that. See, one thing I realized, I got this little makeshift wannabe studio over here. I'm building a studio in my backyard with a home gym in my backyard. We can film all kinds of stuff. And yes, I took it to heart, and I was very embarrassed when DC kept talking about how awesome my living room is. So I came over here upstairs. I put myself in the corner, of the extra bedroom / office just to make sure DC didn't talk about all the money I'm making.
Hey, let me tell you
something.
This
put
dude
the baby
is
in the corner.
Rich. Hey, this dude is rich. This boy got a rich living room. Hey, Chandler, thank you, my man, for joining us.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you giving us a few minutes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all. I'll see you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.